So now what is happening? I don't know. We have never witnessed a situation like this in Ghana, if my memory serves me well, especially after the enactment of the CI 127, which governs elections in Ghana. So, collation and recollection from a political science perspective, I'm not a lawyer, should be done according to the law. And the collation is about really counting the votes and declaring a winner in line with the choices of the people. And this is normally done at the constituency level, where the results are declared. And then people know that, oh, this candidate has won. Now imagine that all of a sudden the candidates who were declared as having won the elections are now declared as the losers after recollection at a different location far away from where the people voted. What impressions are the people who voted supposed to have with this process? It's common sense. They will think that their votes do not count, because what they know after the elections is that one candidate was declared as a winner. And that was a process that was done, the collation was done at the constituency level, from polling station to constituency level, as the law requires. And then all of a sudden, without any court order, the whole process has been taken away from the constituency and regional level to Accra, where the people didn't vote. So I'm seeing a situation where, this fits into what we know about this EC and this new commissioner of the EC is known for doing. Remember, in 2020, declared and redeclared the presidential election several times, making people to wonder which results are the correct results. So this is a record we know about this EC, and which gives the impression, and the research by Akufo-Addo shows that people do not have trust in this EC. And they are just confirming this. And to be doing this when people have turned out massively and giving a verdict, an emphatic verdict, that the present government has failed them, and for that matter, they are changing a government to the opposition NDC, and yet they are doing this. It just shows the impunity that we have been talking about. This, to the extent that they know that a new government is coming in, yet they don't give a damn. They are just doing what they want, because they just think that they have to do whatever they have to do for the NPP. And that's why people have lost trust in this EC. And that's why there's the need, when they talk of resetting the country, it means also resetting the institutions which have been bastardized, including the EC and the judiciary. So this is what I can say as my preliminary comments on this issue.
So for you, what you saw on Saturday is consistent with the record of this EC?
Oh, precisely. And surprisingly, they were talking of duress and violence. Have you ever heard this EC commissioner even say something about the violence that occurred in 2020 in the Sechima South constituency, where 8 people were killed? And when Honorable Haruna Idrisu and the NDC applied for those for recollection, what was her reply to them? He said it was against the law to recollect. Once the results had been collated at the constituency level, they cannot be recollated until a court order has been given to back that request. And yet it's the same EC commissioner who started recollation without a court order. And why are they doing it for all these specific constituencies that the MPP lost? Look at the case of Damango. Have they raised an issue? This clearly illustrates an EC commissioner and her deputies and directors who are biased in favor of the ruling government, and no wonder they do all these things because they think that maybe they are not going to stay in their positions. Because so what have they got to lose by doing the last bidding of their paymaster or their employer, so that in case they come back to power, they might get some favor. So I'm thinking that this is done deliberately, and as they have always been doing, to favor or to meet the demands of the president, the incumbent president, who for them, they are there to serve him and not the people of Ghana. And what have they got to lose if they do this as a last minute, showing loyalty to him, knowing that even they might not stay in their position. So that's why they are emboldened to do all these things.
Prof, you're saying this is a demonstration of loyalty to the outgoing president, and is their last act of gratitude to him for appointing them, and then they are preparing themselves for their exit after he's gone?
Yeah, I believe so. Otherwise, this level of confidence with which they are doing it, and the way they say they justify it, even though legally it cannot be justified. I mean, the impudence clearly illustrated by the things that they have done. I mean, look at this Recollection. It was first started without any court or legal backing. And the EC just decides that they have to recollect these results, which the NDC, have won by the declaration at the constituency level. And then they started this process against their own law, who says that recollection cannot be done until the court has ordered it. So what will explain this? Definitely trying to appease the incumbent president. And who will do this when knowing that president is leaving power? If the person wants to keep his or her position, will the person go ahead to do things, overturning results that favor the incoming president in favor of the party of the outgoing president? No rational human being who wants to keep his or her job, never mind the claim that it's an independent body, but bear in mind that the same independent body, the EC commissioner, has been fired by this incumbent president, which means that another president can do that. And I'm hearing the likes of Professor Dai saying that it would be bad for Mahama to change or to fire the Chief Justice or the EC Commissioner because it will set a bad precedent. Where were these critical voices when these institutions were being bastardized? They never said anything. All of a sudden, they are popped up as people with expertise in governance and saying that, oh, don't do this. If you do this, it will establish a bad precedent for other presidents to follow. When they come, they will fire the EC commissioner and appoint another one. If that will respect the institutions, the key institutions of the country, so be it. The incoming president should do that. Because, by their actions, it shows clearly that they have no remorse for the things they have done over the years. And Senator, can you imagine if these elections were close, the presidential elections were close, Can you imagine what the EC would have done, considering what they are doing at for the parliamentary, these 9 parliamentary elections? They would have sent this country into a bloody conflict by trying to do things that would have changed the results if the results were close. It's only God that saved this country by making the victory so emphatic that nobody can even attempt to do anything. But what they are doing now shows that if the presidential elections were closed, they would have really plunged this country into an implosion of the state.
Let me conclude by asking you, how should NDC react to this?
Oh, I think they have a strategy. I mean, you don't you just when you have won an election and you are coming to power, you don't want to do anything that would disturb the peace of the country. You want it to be smooth. You take over power, and then you begin to, take actions to reverse the bad deeds or any other decisions that were taken by the previous government and its institutions to get things back to normal. So I think the strategy is good. Let them do what they want to do. Let them please themselves for now. Wait patiently. After all, we have waited the last 8 years. Let there be peaceful transition, and then you begin to reset these institutions. And I will urge him not to even try to be diplomatic about this, because the institutions have been so badly bastardized. Afrobarometer's reports show that Ghanaians do not trust these democratic institutions of Ghana. It's not President Mahama or the NDC that is saying it. So don't come there and be saying, I want to be nice to these people. You have to take the legal actions that will really reset these institutions, because if that is not done, the president will just be voted into office but not into power. There's a difference between being voted into office and then having power. So you are voted into office and you have power when you are able to exercise the power of the president by taking decisions in the interest of the people. But if you have all these people who have such strong loyalty to the former president and they are prepared to even do things that are against the law when they know that the people have voted out the incumbent government, then you can imagine what they would do if you leave them in their positions. So if I were him, I'll go straight and reset all these institutions by making sure that those people who are compromised politically in terms of being biased against the people of Ghana and have taken decisions that are clearly against the will of the people of Ghana, legally you make sure that they don't hold their positions. Otherwise, you'll be voted into office and not into power.